Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the round 13 review of the Monday Blues. The Carlton Blues lost to the Bombers 6-16, 52 to 13-8, 86, and there is nothing good to say about what the Blues dished up this week. There is no good that comes out of this week. So, gentlemen, before we get into it, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, and as always, I have Andy,
Young guys,
George, Mus, and Carl.
All right, boys.
Andy, I'm going to hand it over straight to you, and we can kick it off with Andy's rant.
just a warning. I've been drinking my Hennessy. And if anybody knows Hennessy, they know you can go one of two ways. You can get really, really affectionate, or you can get really, really angry. And I'm angry. I am fuming with this football club right now. So, I wasn't confident going in. I think I said that in the preview for the game. I said it's just going to be a nothing game. Lose by 20-something points. That was the most insipid performance I have seen from a team that's supposed to be contending. That was weak. That was soft. That was putrid. From the captain, who did not want to be there. He doesn't want to be there anymore. And if anybody tries to tell me otherwise, we'll throw hands. Because you cannot tell me that this bloke loves the club. You can't tell me. He loves the club. He doesn't want to be there. And like little ducklings, they all follow him, mate. And he's not following them. He's not leading them to success. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about their coach. They don't give a shit about the emblem on their Guernsey. We give our hard-earned money every single fucking year. And they shit on us every fucking year. Weak all across the board. From the fucking full back to the full forward. Coleman medalist can't take a fucking mark. Can't kick a fucking straight kick. Brownlow medalist, who for some reason thinks he's King Kong, wants to barge through 3-4 players like they're invisible. I'm so done. I'm actually done with expectation. The players simply do not care. They don't care. They got booed off the ground. And I see idiots on Facebook saying, "Oh, to those who booed the players, shame on you." Fuck the players. They don't give a fuck about us. So fuck them and fuck their feelings. All of them. I don't care anymore. And if the club wants to turn around and tell us to be patient and that it's all good, we're showing, and Voss in the fucking presser is saying, we take some positives. We've built what? Built on your fucking non-existent game plan, your pathetic, weak game plan. The players lost confidence that they are completely done. They've lost confidence in themselves and the coach. The fans have lost confidence in the team, in the coach, in the board, in the club in general. At what point does the club put their hand up and say, we fucked up? At what point? But they won't. Instead, they're going to give us fucking love stories during the week. Nah, bro, we'll sign this bloke for another 5 years. We're throwing 500k at him. We're giving contracts to players who don't like the club. They don't want to be there. Why do we repeat this? We are a cash cow of a club. That's all we are. We're a place for players to go to when the contract offers aren't quite there from the successful club. Let's just go to Carlton. They'll give me a 5-year deal worth 800. McGovern, The fucking audacity of that prick to celebrate his fucking little milestone game. Mate, you've been with the club for 5 years. You've taken $4 million off the fucking club. And you want to celebrate your 100th game. You've played 50 games in 4 years. 50 games. You absolute piece of shit. How dare you celebrate at our fucking football club? We've lost our club, boys. We've lost our club. It's not our club anymore. It belongs to people who don't love it. It belongs to the board. And they're all just weak, pathetic mutts. All of them, mate. The board needs to be sacked. The coaching group needs to be sacked. Mate, sack them all, bro. Sack me, bro. Just get rid of me. I hate what this football club has belong. And people are going to say they don't put a gun to your head. They don't say pay your money. I love the club, mate. You like, we love it. This is why we're angry. We're not angry because we hate the club. We're angry because we hate what it's become. It's a fucking laughing stock. And you know what? I'm done for now. I'm just done. I'm sorry, boys. I'm just done. I'm so hurt by this club, and they don't care. They don't care about its supporters. They sit there. We've got the best media team. They put these highlight packages up. For what, man? For what? The players come out. They don't give a fuck. I don't know, man. I'm done, boys. I'm done with this. I'm losing my voice. I've lost my voice tonight. I had an old lady yell at me. She was going to call the antisocial fucking thing on me. Call them. You do me a favor. Kick me out. I don't want to be there. I don't want to see it. Kick me out. She should have. I wish she called them. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, look, it's some harsh words there, but pretty much everything that you said is the truth. It's hard to find any sort of positives out of what is supposed to be a rivalry game, right? This is the game that is supposed to G up the boys. This is the game where you hoped for dear life that Voss would come out. and Andy's lost his voice, and so have I. But you hoped that Voss would come up with a different game plan, and from the onset, it was like from our defense out to our midfield, it was all down the wing, each and every time. There was no desire to move the ball fast. Even when we went down through the corridor, when we thought, you know what, let's try and change it up and go through the middle, through the corridor, there was no speed to the ball. Essendon look faster than us at the moment.
They're much faster than us. They're a better club than us right now. Bro, Tasmania doesn't even exist, and they're a better club. They're a better organisation than us. Jacana Football Club is a better organisation than us. I'm telling you, bro, we are a fucking mess. The players are weak. They are slow. They don't want to be there, bro. The season's done. They've checked out. They don't want to be there. And like idiots, we're going to go next week. We're going to go and we're going to be hopeful. We're going to say, it's not just Gold Coast anymore. We're in those dark days again. Fuck me out.
It's worse.
Speaking of dark days, now the club organised Charlie Curnow bobbleheads for its members. They sent out an email a couple of days ago, asking for us all to register, and then go and collect your bobbleheads before the game. Now, George, do you wanna let us know and fill us in with what happened today?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show before we even had first bounce. To be honest, it was email came out saying, I think it was 5 or 5:15, start giving out bobbleheads, and to Andy's point, right, we don't just give our hard-earned, $1,000 to up to $2,000 a year. We invest our time. All of us go to the game at least 2 hours before the bounce, right? Which means we leave our house 3 hours before the bounce. And we thought we'd go a little bit early, gate 3, I think the bobbleheads were at. You're walking down towards the G at 5 o'clock, and you look at the line stretch all the way to gate 1. You think, okay, well, see how we go. We're pretty early, jump in line. I think there's about 800 people in front of me. as you sort of go and get your email ready and whatnot, there's blokes with boards from Hyundai, or it's probably from Hyundai or the club. I'm not sure really, but register now. Here's your QR code. You can just register and just jump in line and grab one as well. So what you have is you've got Carlton fans that are just rocking up. It could be members, non-members, or whatnot. They're registering. You've got Essendon fans beginning to scan the QR code and jump into the queue. And I overheard conversations. Oh yeah, just get it. We'll sell it. We'll get it. We'll sell it to Carlton fans that can't get it later, right? And they're allowing that. So they're allowing Essendon fans to go through. Number one, it's not just non-Carlton members. It's Essendon fans and non-fans to just basically come through. Poor Randy couldn't get one today when he was literally lining up with his sisters to go pick up guest passes that he purchased again from the club, spending more money, bringing family to the games or whatnot. And sorry, you got to jump in the line and go through and get one. So it was whether it was the club or Hyundai or whatnot, again, another shit show and just poorly handled.
Tell me another club that is going to offer a I don't know what you'd call this, limited edition or whatever it is, right? A one-off gift to its members, right? Tell me which other club would allow supporters from a rival team, not just any team. This is Essendon. You're allowing Essendon fans to come and get a gift that you as a club are providing to your members.
Mal, the club is run by imbeciles. Everything about the club is backwards, bro. Everything. They don't care about who gets it, as long as someone gets it, so they can do a post on Wednesday afternoon once the fans are full losing it, to say, "Oh look, we got rid of 50,000 bobbleheads. We care about the fans." They don't give a shit, bro. It's all about numbers.
35,000 of those.
It's all about what makes them look good. That's all it is. That's all it is, bro.
And I've said it for a while. We are a PR team, so we are off-field commercial and past success. Don't forget past success. So you saw it all week this week. Trot out the premierships, upload older videos, club legends and whatnot.
Get the legends out.
So it's the past success, the commercial success, the PR, and agendas that the club cares about. So we stand for nothing. And I'll say this, right? A lot of comments on Facebook and even on some of our videos, people say, "Why are you guys so negative? Why are you guys so negative?" And this might piss people off, and frankly, I don't care because I've had enough of it. For the Carlton supporters that just wear the rose-tinted glasses, forever wear the rose-tinted glasses, wear a heart and soul, and you take Ed Kerner out of the club, you take the heart and soul out of the club. Fuck your heart and soul. I want winners. I want wins. I want success.
100%.
Heart and soul. I'll give you heart and soul. We stretched Mark Murphy to 300 games. We literally stretched him to 300 games. Heart and soul. I'm not shitting on Mark Murphy. Done a lot for the club. We stretched Eddie Betts to 350 games. Heart and soul, right? The club probably was sitting on merch. They probably ordered all this merch. Hey, we got to get these guys to 300 and 350 games. We're sitting on millions of dollars of merch that we got to fucking clear out. So we got to get them to that milestone. We stretched it off Bryce Gibbs, a rival opponent.
The most disgusting thing I have ever seen from any football club ever. We actually carried him off.
Heart and soul, Andy. We stretched Bryce Gibbs off as a rival opponent on his last game. What does that show to the club? We're soft, we're nice, we make connections, we make friends. Cade Simpson, another figure, heart and soul, right? Would Cade Simpson have had, and Andy, we've discussed this before, would he have had that many games at any other AFL club? Would he have had over 300 games? Again, heart and soul. We're all about the nice connections, the heart and soul players.
Wouldn't have played 50 games. Wouldn't have played 50 games at Hawthorn.
Yeah. What has that gotten us in the last 2 decades? The only winner I can actually think of in the last 2 decades that we've recruited, and that was in 2008, Chris Judd. I actually don't recall recruiting any winners.
Killers. I want killers, bro.
I want to win. I don't want heart and soul anymore. Mate, my heart's aged about 40 years. My soul is gone. My soul is devoid. It's an abyss. There's nothing there. I'm done.
Bro, you'll get a game at Carlton. You'll get 300 games.
But like you said, mate, like loyal dogs will be there next week.
100% we're going to be there.
Even before the game started, right? It's Carlton's home game, right? Firstly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the home team comes out second, don't they?
A professional home team comes out.
right? We come out first in our own home game, right? And there's fireworks and everything like that. And the away team have bigger fireworks than us.
Yeah.
Like from
Yeah.
before the bounce, like we've already lost before the bounce.
Bro, how are we gonna pay McGovern?
Essendon's entrance was better than ours at our own home game.
We've got to pay McGovern somehow. Shit show of a football club, bro.
Let's get to the game.
Just quickly, Amal, before we go on, back to the bobblehead thing. It wasn't just a gift; it was a Carlton player, and they were lining up for it. These Essendon supporters, a Carlton figurine, and they allowed them to take it.
Yeah.
Essendon supporters. Yeah,
I got mine. I ended up getting mine here, Carl, but I can tell you it's probably as useful as the real thing at the moment. But
does
this
nothing.
one's probably got a bit more flow.
Let's have a look at the stats.
Do we have to?
Look at the tackles. Let's talk about the tackles. Don't worry about any other stat. Look at our tackles.
Let's start with the tackles.
Look how good we were.
Carlton, across 4 quarters of professional, elite AFL footy, had 33 tackles. Essendon had 64.
Yeah, well, says a lot there. Bigger one for me is that inside 50, 7 to 19.
Before we talk about inside 50, sorry, Amal, you go.
No, so what Mus is talking about is tackles inside 50.
Yeah.
We had 7 tackles inside 50 to Essendon's 19.
That's full.
We're supposed to have good smalls.
Listen to these names though, right? Sam Walsh, Charlie Curnow, Ed Curnow, Chincotta, Jack Martin, Motlop, Kemp, and Young did not have a single tackle each. Dowell came on as a sub. I think it was end of the third or start fourth. He had 3.
Start of the fourth.
He had 3. He had 3 tackles. The 8 players I just named, or the 7 players, they didn't have a tackle. They had not a single tackle.
Yeah.
Full game.
So Dowell pretty much on his own had 10% of our tackles.
Embarrassed them.
Yeah.
There were several players on 3 tackles. The only player that had more tackles than Paddy Dow was Matt Kennedy with 5.
Paddy Dow will get dropped next week.
Yeah.
Paddy Dow in a quarter of footy had 7 disposals.
How many players was that, George? You just named 6 players, 7 players, a quarter of the side.
Sam Walsh, Charlie Curnow, Ed Curnow, Chincotta, Jack Martin, Motlop, Kemp, and Young. 8 players did not have a tackle.
Yeah. They play for the. I can't even. Carry on.
So what exactly did Michael Voss see that he was pleased with?
Well, in the presser he mentioned there was a couple over the last 4 weeks. There's been improvements and advances, and we'll take away some of the positives. I'm going to feel.
Are they trying to save their bodies? Like, what's the go? Like, they don't want to.
He's not throwing his players under the bus yet, but it's frustrating to watch.
Maybe they should throw him under the bus.
They are.
Maybe he should throw himself under a bus.
They are. The players don't believe in Voss. There is nothing any positive supporter can tell me. There is not an ounce of evidence that anybody can show me where the players give an inkling about Voss. They don't play for him. They don't play for each other.
I said that at the game.
They don't play for the jumper. They don't play for anything. No.
They don't trust Voss. They don't trust each other. There is no unity. Bro, they just hate each other. They hate the club. They hate the coach. What are we doing? What are we doing? Of course they love their pockets, bro. Because we're giving out money like it's just like that. And then we wonder why. The players who are on, $200,000 because we're giving money to the top end. We're wondering why they're no good, or why they can't get a game, bro. Because we're paying half the team $1 million. We've got no money left in our salary, and people are saying, let's go to the draft. Let's just, we'll trade TDK. We'll get a good pick. What for? Our development is trash.
What's it going to
Our
achieve?
fitness
No.
program is trash. We've had Cunningham on our injury list for 15 years. We've had Marchbank on our injury list for 15 years. Jack Martin had a great game before we subbed him off, but he's been on our injury list for 15 fucking years. What for? Why bring players in? Why? What for? What for?
That's
So
what we
they,
do.
so they can
Done with
inherit.
this
So they
club.
can inherit the lackadaisical Carlton culture. That's why.
Throw tomatoes at him, mate.
Oh, so they can go out there and do absolutely nothing. Zero intent, zero care, zero anything. Just nothing. They don't care.
I
That
said this at
third
the game
quarter-
before they go on in. Go.
I was just going to say that third quarter was probably the worst for effort I've seen, even through our dark days. That was the worst for effort I've seen, that third quarter.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much that's when I said it was the third quarter when I said there's no way in hell that these guys, they can't be that fucking shit. They can't be that shit. I reckon they're done with the coach.
Yeah.
I reckon they don't want him there because there's no way. I'm telling you, I've seen local footy that's better than that. That was horrendous.
Bro, if that's the case, sack the players, leave the coach. Sack the
Sack the players and the coach.
Since when do we allow footballers to have this much power and this much control? Name me a successful club who allowed their players to call the shots. Not one. But Carlton, yeah, man. We used to be
changed,
good,
cuz.
so you could do what you want.
The world's changing.
Well,
bro.
it was evident
We don't want
to
to
me.
hurt their feelings.
It was evident to me when old mate Chera about the connections and all that sort of stuff. That's when I knew they weren't there to play footy. They weren't there to get it done.
There is no passion amongst anyone in our playing list.
Yeah, don't know, man. Like I'm
Speechless.
I keep saying that, I'm done, I'm speechless, I've said it, but then I just get angry again. 5 minutes later, I'm just angry. It hits me again. We are a rabble. And I'm telling you this. Everyone's like, yeah, but we're playing this bad and we're not getting smashed. We're not getting smashed because teams aren't anticipating how badly we're playing. Teams think, nah, they're not that bad, but we're that bad. We are
we're terrible.
Bad.
We're bad.
Man.
I think we're bringing teams down to our level, and
Yeah.
I was going to say beating them with experience, but we're not. We're bringing their
We're
level
losing.
down, and
We're losing
Nah.
with experience.
You know how
That's it.
why we don't cop it as well? Because we're winning. We get the hard ball. We get the contested possession. We get the possessions. Where every single game, off the top of my head, we actually win the contested ball and the ball.
And then
I
turn
agree.
it over.
And
I
we
agree
just
with that. No, it's not.
clog it up. We clog it up. We clog it up. And then every team will just find a way to just beat us.
Yeah.
We don't turn it over straight away, Carl, right? What we do is we do the hard work. We do the really hard stuff, right? We're good at that, surprisingly. But then when we get it into the forward line, we fucking kick 6-16.
Did you guys?
The second quarter, sorry, Andy, second quarter, in the first 5 minutes, we had 4 shots at goal. You know how many we converted? 1.
One goal, 5 in the first quarter.
No, second. When momentum was with us, you know what we did with it? 1 goal, 4.
Yeah,
You know what Essendon?
2 goals in 2 minutes.
You know what Essendon did in the third quarter when momentum was with them? 7 goals or 6 goals straight.
That's the difference.
Essendon taught us how to use a tall forward in Peter Wright.
Mm.
They didn't use 1 centimetre of his 2 metres. You know what they did? They kicked it to him on the lead.
Yeah.
You want a lesson in how to set up your forward line, Carlton? Go watch what Essendon did with Peter Wright.
A few weeks ago,
go to any club and say that, to be honest.
A few weeks ago, we kind of put the idea out there that Wieders and Lewis Young aren't getting along. After watching today, I think they genuinely hate each other.
It was a bit like that.
Actually, and to be honest, I reckon there's about another 15 blokes out there that hate each other. They're just nothing. There is nothing between them. The amount of times in that first quarter, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember having a set shot from inside 35 metres.
30
Maybe,
metres, yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Every shot we
Yeah.
had was from pretty far out.
Under
So
45-degree angle.
in the first quarter, they kept pushing our forwards up the ground. So they had a lot of space over the back. Where were the smalls running in? Either they weren't there, but when Jack was there, so Jack Silvani was, I think, in the goal square. I think he was 1-on-1 or even had a bit of space on his opponent. And Charlie decided to ping it from 60. Like, why? Why? You've got a forward there.
Yeah,
Why
he's
are
seen
we
Sauce
always
got frustrated from
taking?
that.
Sauce lost it.
Yeah,
But
he did.
why are we obsessed with low percentage plays all over the ground? We're either hyper safe, going backwards and sideways and not taking risk through the middle, or we're just smashing them from 65. I don't get this club. I don't get what the players are doing. I don't get anything that's happening right now.
I don't get the game plan.
That inefficiency in the first quarter. I was looking at first quarters and over the last few weeks. 1 goal 5, 1 goal 2, 3 goals 4 against Sydney, then 1 goal 2 and 0 goals 3 behinds. So that's it. That's our first quarters. And the reality is even scarier. We are averaging less points per game than GWS and Gold Coast were in their first years in the AFL.
Wow.
And this is supposedly, an elite forward line.
Did you one particular play? I'm pretty sure you've all seen it. I think everyone's seen it. I think Stevie Wonder would have seen this one. The ball came into the forward line, and Charlie Curnow and Gibbons. Sorry, what's his?
Gibbons.
He gave me PTSD.
Too late. Always. They look the same. Always, when the ball came in, and they both shit themselves.
Yep. That's
How
when the
bad
old
was
lady
that?
yelled at me. That's when she yelled at me. The
It
Karen.
was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bad. It was so
That's when
bad.
Karen went off.
It was so bad that the Karen had to unload on Andy. Poor bloke.
I copped it.
That was honestly one of the worst plays I've seen in probably my
Yep.
life, to be honest.
That was the weakest
That was
thing I've ever
disgusting.
seen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
That speaks to a lack of leadership in the forward line. There are no leaders in our
Everywhere.
I
forward line.
think that's got
Everywhere.
nothing to do with leadership, Mo.
Everywhere.
I reckon they're just a bunch of bitches. They just buckled.
It's true. It's true.
They're just
It's-
soft men.
The reality is another performance when we chalk it up. Another performance where we churned out 6 goals. Again. All right,
Can't crack 60, boys.
So can't crack 60, and I said it. Hopefully, this was the week that we kick more than an Auskick score. But you dissect it further. No Shield, no Parrish, no setters in their midfield, and they destroyed us. So our midfield has been lauded as elite. It's an elite midfield.
There is nothing.
Where have we seen it this season? Have we seen this supposed elite midfield? So they've been hot garbage. And actually, sorry, I'm not even going to say hot garbage because hot implies that you've been on fire or
warm garbage.
in form. Yeah, lukewarm garbage. Call it
Just
that.
like garbage.
I saw Morris post something about Cripper on his page. Morris from last week, who joined us last week, posted something about Cripper. Can't remember the exact post, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. And there's some idiot in the comments is like he just needs help around him. Why did we recruit Chera? Why did we recruit Hewitt? What are we doing? What more help does he want?
Kennedy.
Walsh.
Kennedy's in there. Walsh is in there. Exactly is what I mean. Why are they there?
Body in there as well.
I think we had more inside 50s and more scoring shots, but I think we said it before. The game is won and lost before you step onto the field. I reckon. So I think train the way you play. So I don't know about standards and all that kind of stuff in the club, but we don't even resemble an elite sporting organisation at all anymore. Like the identities, it doesn't resemble it at all. Like we are nowhere. We're bottom 4 as we speak. We are bottom 4.
Mm.
Hey,
Just
all
to
credit to all credit to Essendon. I hang it on them all the time, like, for the banter. But they came out, they did what they needed to do, and in that third quarter, they put it all over us,
Yeah.
bro. And we didn't even we didn't even give an ounce of fight. They just did whatever they wanted. How many times did you guys see an Essendon defender just go for a walk pretty much with the ball? Just do what he wanted.
Oh my God! Don't even start. Don't even start on that pathetic zone defense bullshit that Carlton is choosing to play, because it's like one person is supposed to watch 4 people around him, right? That's the whole idea behind the zone. But if one of those 4 people gets it, they're not rushing to him. It's hey, let's slowly put some pressure on him, and by the time I get there, they've already kicked it anyway. It's not my
I
problem
think it
anymore.
was McGrath that he had a kick out. He ended up running from the kick out to the 50-meter mark. He
Yep.
literally ran through
I
to
probably
play
jogged.
before anyone
I feel like
decided to run at him.
he jogged too. It wasn't
Yeah,
even a
literally.
fast
So
pace.
literally, it was literally to the 50-meter mark.
Yeah.
Something
Just
that really stood out to me. Sorry, Moose. Something that
No,
really
just
stood out to me.
yeah, go.
And this is what this tells me that either the players don't listen to Voss, or Voss doesn't have the info in front of him to pass it on. But Essendon are ranked number 1 from end to end, for going end to end. So why, back to my point earlier, why were we pinging shots from 65, knowing that, like, it's low percentage, we're probably going to score behind, and Essendon is the number 1 ranked team for going end to end? Why are we just handing them their game? We literally handed them on a platter their game. And that's just, again, that's either a disconnect between the players and coach, or there's a disconnect between the coaches, and someone's not giving Voss the info. If I know it, if I'm just a stupid Arab sitting in his office at 1 a.m, and I know that stat, surely blokes on $500,000 know that stat.
There is no strategic or tactical intelligence in the coach's box at Carlton Football Club.
No, correct.
Challenge me on that.
No.
Challenge me on that.
Yeah, it came out a couple of weeks ago. There was one of the reporters threw out a couple of comments similar to this around game plan, that sort of thing. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we've got to check that, or got to look into that." Same sort of thing. I can guarantee you, he did not know that, and it's not something they would have played towards. Finishing off on a centre clearance part, George, 7-13, Essendon's way, with Cripps, Chera, Kennedy, Walsh versus, look, let's be fair, a B-grade Essendon midfield.
You can't say B grade because you got blokes like Ben Hobbs on Cripps, getting 24 touches, 400 meters gained at 90%, making Cripps look like a
Child.
On paper, B grade. Let's leave it at that. Versus our elite midfield. That, sweet fuck all.
Far from elite.
They wouldn't know how to spell elite.
A-E.
Jack Martin had a
This
good
is
game.
why doing podcasts straight after a game is a bad idea. just putting it out there.
Jack Martin was good.
Jack Martin had a good game, and fuck. How dare I say this? It shows why we brought him in. When he's on the field and when he's playing, he's got X factor. He's got what a small forward needs to have to be successful as a small forward in footy. He's got X factor. He's got some speed, some pace about him. He's got footy IQ. Motlop does not have that. And I understand why they subbed him. I get it, right? The bloke has 6 minutes of game time under his belt for 2023. He's got absolutely nothing there. So they didn't want to overcook him. I get it. That's fine. But Motlop should not be on the team. He should not be playing AFL level footy yet. Put him in the seconds. Put him in seconds until 2027 when he turns 19, and then bring him in.
Agreed.
See,
Agreed.
what did he do? What did he do?
What
Run
does
around.
he do? What's he done all year?
Nothing.
I don't get why we persist with playing players who they just don't have the output that is AFL standard, yet we've got players in the reserves who week in, week out are killing it. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. I don't know,
Paddy
man.
Dow-
And to those who comment always saying, well, VFL, night and day standard with AFL, at the end of the day, I'd rather give them a crack and see what they're going to give you at AFL level, right? So,
Especially now. Especially
Yeah,
where we are at now.
well, now there's no other alternative. I think that the selection integrity has not been there for years, but I think now it gives you no other choice. You have to play these. You have to play these kids now.
He
So
won't.
your
He
Jackson
won't.
Bins,
he won't.
you just got to give them a run because
He'll drop
your
Paddy down.
season's gone.
Here are my drops from this list from this week's game. Ed Curnow, number 1. Get off.
I thought
home.
Ed did all no, hang on. I thought Ed did all right on merit.
He did a
With
job.
his 0 tackles. With his 0 tackles.
What was merit on though? Hang on a sec. What was merit on disposal wise
man.
at half time? Yeah, bro. I'll tell you what happened.
It wasn't on Mark.
He killed him in the first half. Then they put Merritt in the forward line, and then he had to take on Stringer, and then they ended up putting Curnow back on Merritt because Merritt was getting ball in the third quarter in the forward line. He was too damaging. He done pretty well. We just got out coached. His job wasn't to tackle. It wasn't to get possessions. His job was
Keep
to
him out of
stop
the
Merritt,
game.
and he did that. He kept him out of the game in the first half. So I'm not gonna jump on Ed Curnow. I think Ed Curnow did it all right today.
Cool. Would you keep Ed Curnow next year?
No,
Okay.
I won't even include him into the team next week. But credit where credit's due. He did his job tonight.
Get Paddy Dow.
Can I just jump in there? And I'm just looking at this from a holistic sort of broader picture. We're bringing in Ed Curnow to do a job like tag and merit, right? Why are we not on the front foot being aggressive and bringing in a ball winner or bringing in someone or backing ourselves to get the ball and be damaging as opposed to bringing in an Ed Curnow who's a liability to try and keep someone out of a game?
Because I truly believe the coaching staff know exactly where we're at, and the club is selling us a dream. The club knows we can't match merit, like with competition. Cripps isn't gonna do what Merritt does. Walsh is incapable of doing what Merritt does at the moment. Who else is going to do it? So we'd rather stop him.
That says
We're
a
not
lot
good
to
enough,
me.
bro.
That says a lot to me.
I just think the club, like the coaching staff, know we're not good enough.
Yeah, that speaks a lot.
Now, this is not to... I'm not bringing up this next stat to try and shift blame onto anyone else here, right? What Carlton produced tonight was unacceptable. There's no other way to put it. But the umpires did not make it easy for us tonight. You want to know? This is the free kick count. 18 to 32.
Yep. Bro, honestly, let's just move on. Well, who cares? Like, bad umpiring? Sure. Shit team? Fucking oath.
The umpiring, we can only highlight it so much. Definitely, there was a few calls that I think the crowd let them know, and I think there was a few calls that it grossly incorrect. However, when you're kicking yourself out of it in the first quarter and the second quarter, you look at our forward 50 entries when we did have the ball. Those hospital balls, and not a single kick. And Mal, you mentioned this earlier about Peter Wright. Not a single one of our kicks inside 50 went to the advantage of our forwards.
Not one.
all high balls to our small. So we were holding the ball and aiming for Owies or aiming for Motlop, rather than put it on the lead or put it to advantage of a forward. So we kicked ourselves out of it, not counting just a few contentious decisions. So our entries again was just when we did have the ball, we did have an advantage to go and have a bit of a run. And when we had that dominating piece of play in the second quarter, when as you said, Amal, we kick one, we goal four. Some of the entries, and it is your typical culprits as well. And I don't know why. I think it was on a telecast last week. It might have been BT who said Blake Acres is Carlton's best forward 50 kick inside the 450. I have to strongly disagree. Like I don't know where he sees that from. This guy either puts hospital balls up to the forward 50 or behind the forward, or holds onto it long enough to then invite some pressure for the opposition and then snap it and let it bounce in the 50 and they just walk it out, or snaps it, Essendon defender grabs it, runs it back out. And they literally just handball chained from defensive 50 to forward 50, goal. So,
when Scott Pendlebury gets the ball, time slows down for him? Yeah. For Akers, it's actually the opposite.
Time goes quick.
How many times did we kick it to Owies? How many times did we kick it to Owies when he was outnumbered? He's
time.
always like 2-1, 3-on-1, and we just let's just kick it 400 meters in the air to a little bloke. I think we did it a couple times to Motlop as well.
Oh my God!
Just our decision making it's not even B grade. It's not even C grade. We shouldn't even be allowed to play. Like it should be illegal to play with this little IQ and with this little care. Players don't care. They're just, going through their 30 minutes a quarter.
But why? Why is it that they don't care? Now, put aside the salary issue. Let's have a quick chat about this, right? Put aside the whole salary side, right? Yes, they're all on a good wicket, right? But I'm sick of going back to this. But it doesn't make sense that we go from rounds 1 to 10 last year, where we were 8-2, playing a awesome style of footy, to this horrid garbage that we produce now. Has Voss overcoached
I was about to
our
say.
playing group?
So, my opinion, and again, it's just an opinion. I could be and most likely am wrong, but I think Voss came in with the game plan last year. The boys adapted really well to it, and then teams caught onto it. They, blocked us in the mids, and they did what they did, and the game plan unraveled. But we stuck to it. We committed to it. I reckon Voss has told them this will work. We almost got to the finish line last year. When I say finish line, I mean just finals, right? That's how low our standards are. But we almost got to that line, and we failed. Then they spent an entire pre-season listening to Voss, and he's promised them again this game plan will work. And 13 games in, it hasn't. And I think the players have lost belief in Voss's plan, in Voss's vision. You can't tell me that a team who plays for each other and plays for the coach would put in effort is a minimum. And where was that? That was not there.
I will say it was there in the first half. Like I will say, again, this, and I mentioned it to you at the game, it reminded me of the Sydney game so much, where if the goals are going our way, all of a sudden we're having a very different conversation. 6 goals, 16. Again, we lost by 34 points, I think it was. 5 or 6 of those, convert to goals. All of a sudden, it's a very tight game where we're in front. But so the first half, I saw the effort there. I saw the contest. We kicked ourselves out of it. That second half was painful to watch.
Bro.
The third quarter.
Oh.
And some of the efforts in the fourth was, and you saw people leaving in droves. But we were just we stayed right to the end as we always do. But we turned to each other, and it's laughable at some of the actual effort that was shown.
But George, even in the first half, right? Even when the intent was there, how many shots at goal did we have off the back of free kicks as opposed to real marks?
Well, our goals came from free kicks. There was the one in this square, and then the one to Harry as well. And then you've got we have
The
to have
Jack
them on
Martin
shot.
goal.
The Jack Martin goal. So it's either them or we're pinging them, as Andy said, from 60 plus. So
Games are won and lost in the midfield. We need to get the ball out of the midfield and actually win the ball and get it to the forward line with proper delivery. Two Coleman medalists. Do you want to know how many marks they took inside the forward 50 combined?
I'm going to guess.
Go on.
I'm going to say 5.
3.
I'm going to guess. Oh, okay. I was going to say 1. So he did better than me.
3 marks inside the forward 50 for 2 Coleman medalists over 4 quarters of footy.
That's deplorable.
We have no. I don't think we've even got a plan A, but we haven't got a plan B. But going back, did anyone watch Richmond and Fremantle yesterday?
Yeah.
Fremantle's down by like 30, 40 points. Right, they were getting slapped. They changed their game style. They didn't win, but they came back. They came back.
Wait, are you actually are you allowed to do that in game? I'm asking for my mate's Voss.
Oh, he's got no idea. But look, they changed it. They didn't win. They came close. They ended up copping it in the end, last couple of minutes, whatever it was. But they changed it. We don't have that.
And that goes to what Andy was mentioning before, Ed having a very good half on Merritt, and then Brad Scott changes it up a little bit.
That's right.
Moves Merritt to the forward line. All of a sudden, changes it up, and as Amal, you mentioned, kicking it to the. We made Peter Wright look like a 10-time All Australian.
You know what we did change? The scoreboard in their favour.
We need a caretaker coach. We need Voss to I don't mean anything ill here, but maybe have an injury or something for a week and just bring in a caretaker coach just to see if these guys decide to play. I don't know.
Just free the reins, just release the shackles.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago when I was looking at potential wins for the rest of the year, and this was a month, 6 weeks ago, I penciled in a win for Gold Coast at the G, for us, against Gold Coast. And now, I think we'll go in as underdogs, rightfully so.
I don't think we before the game started today.
Yeah,
we will not.
Against Essendon?
No, against Gold Coast next week, but that'll change.
No. Yeah,
we will not beat the Gold Coast.
No, I don't think we will.
No,
the way
they're turn up again as we do.
Hey, dead set. Don't even worry about the Gold Coast, right? They're above us at the moment. We're not going to beat the Hawks. Do you guys watch the Hawks?
Nah, the Hawks are on fire, man.
They had a ripper game.
The Hawks are on fire. I love watching them play, to be honest.
They play with passion, something that our list lacks. Everyone on our list, aside from Always is, I reckon, the only person that plays with passion. He bleeds blue by the looks of it.
He gets into the opposition as well.
He gets in. He's the only player on our list that gets into the opposition. He's the only player on our list that when he kicks a goal, he gets fired up. He starts pulling at his Guernsey like this.
Yeah.
Goes hard. He pumps me up.
Yeah.
Who else on the list does that?
Well, Zach Merritt did it for Essendon today. We haven't got players like that.
Zach Merritt also showed us how to snap a goal.
Yeah.
Jeez, we had a few bad efforts in the third and fourth with snaps.
What a depressing game that was, boys.
We are very, very. Look, I said this during the preview for the game. A few people inbox me and they're like, "Andy, you're a bit negative. Show me why I should be positive. There's nothing to take out of this." And I know Voss spins it that, we're taking this and we're doing this well and we're doing that. We are doing nothing well. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I won't cop otherwise.
Can we send him this video, maybe?
Genuinely,
this could be our last video on YouTube, by the way.
we turn up every week, have our heart broken, go back home. We do it all again. You know, so
Mhm.
so
Peasants.
But-
Like
You know what?
peasants, we go again.
the season's done. Like, in all honesty, for me, that I'll go absolutely. I'll go to the games. Go to Gold Coast next week, like a loyal dog. Rock up there. Watch
Now
them.
we've got to deal with
Fuck
scum
this up.
Essendon supporters. Now we have to deal with the scum. The filthy swine, the scum.
I'll be honest with you. I think they're actually feeling too sorry for us. I've had a few people, instead of a bit of banter and bagging, they're like, we genuinely actually feel sorry for you, how crap your team is and how poor they are to watch. So you've got Essendon fans now pitying us. I don't know
Yep.
what's worse.
Nah.
I'd rather the banter.
I'd rather cop it. I'd rather
I'd rather
cop
Yeah.
cop it.
Yeah.
Rather a bullet to my head. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we wrap it up there, boys, because I'm done. I'm done with this club. I don't know.
I've got work in 7
Any-
hours.
Any positives? Any positives to take out?
Positives to take out is Jack
Got out of
Martin's
the car
return
park.
to
I got out of the car park really quick.
Fast. Yeah, so
Yeah,
did
it
we.
was good. It
That
was
was great.
It
Oh,
was surprising.
positives. Positives to take out was obviously Jack Martin's return.
And
He was good.
his calf didn't fall off. So
His calf didn't fall off.
We won't know until tomorrow. Watch it. Wait. Just wait.
Pulled up sore.
Just wait.
God. That's it. That's really it.
I will take the signed footy I won at halftime, the Carlton raffle,
Yeah.
On you, Georgie.
as the only thing making me actually smile at the moment. So
That was a good win.
thank you.
Great
If
win.
only they could actually find more of it and kick it straight, but that would be great.
Yeah. Moss?
Nice.
Positives. Not a lot. Not a lot. It was really disappointing. It's getting harder and harder and harder to watch. This downward spiral continues, and it's. I think all the wheels have come off, mate. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah. Depressing.
Any positives for you, Andy?
No.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, nah. You don't take nothing positive out of that, except for the final siren. Actually, you know what's a positive? The people booed the players off the ground.
Yeah,
They
I like
deserve
that.
that.
I like that.
Mhm. Hold them
It-
accountable.
If you're the playing group and you're seeing that, you're looking at the scoreboard, you're seeing the droves of supporters leaving, you're hearing the negativity, the booing, you're feeling it. Do you not want to salvage some pride, like as a human being, as a professional sporting athlete, regardless of who you support? If you care for the club or you don't care for the club, you're getting paid ridiculous amounts. Do you not want to, like, respect the jumper, respect the supporters, salvage some pride in your performances? Do you not want to actually turn up and do that? Because that second half, it's scary to watch some of the efforts. Just and it started with the captain. To be honest with you, like, I love Cripps. I love the bloke. We, Andy and I, 10 minutes after he won the Brownlow, just forked out $1,000 to buy that frame. One for me in the garage, one Andy's got. We love the bloke. Like, I'd do anything for the guy, But when, not even a whimper from him, when we're getting absolutely belted in the middle and he doesn't sort of drag
but
everyone and says, come with me,
Can you blame him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, you're the captain. Absolutely, I can. You're the fucking captain.
Mm.
If your captain's not going to get the boys to fucking harden up, take it off him. Take it off him. Give it to someone else. Give it to Owies. If you're saying Owies is passionate, give it to Owies. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Give it to
But
Dell.
if he's not into it, if he's not feeling it, why are we persisting? We are a club that just players just take advantage of, and the club takes advantage of its members. So who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares anymore, man?
You know what it is? It's insanity. Like, these guys are supposed to be professionals, and you see them dropping marks, no drive, no want, no desire. It's like it's. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's their job. Like, it's like you're going to, you go to work one day, or if you have a bad day, that's fine. But if you went to work every single day and you just didn't care, just sat there, or just moped around, or walked around, or didn't care, or didn't go to meetings and stopped doing things, someone's going to hold you accountable.
Not a Carlton Footy Club.
Nah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a rough one, and I think that well and truly signals the death of the 2023 season for Carlton.
Ali Hamel.
That's it, boys. That's 2023 season done. I don't think we're going to be, pulling off what Port has over the last, 9 or 10 rounds where they haven't lost the game or anything like that. We're not going to do what Collingwood did last year. Certainly not. We don't have the list for it. We don't have the heart for it. We don't have the soul for it. And even still, and this is the most depressing bit. Like, we talk about it now, and we're still going to be there next week.
Yep.
That's disgusting. It's funny. I got home. I crawled into bed with my wife, and my wife's like, "You shouldn't do this to yourself. You shouldn't. Don't get a membership next year, and don't go to the game next week. This is self-infliction." And you know what I said to her? I said, "You know what? You're right.
But I'm still going to do it.
You're right. But I'm still going to do it."
We're junkies for the pain.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
GG 2023 for the Carlton Football Club.
I can't believe we're saying that before the bye.
Yeah, wow.
It's
It hurts.
yeah.
It fucking hurts, boys. If you guys had to give a best on ground for us,
No, don't even.
I don't even think it's worth doing this week.
Yeah.
No.
Collectively, as Khaled mentioned last week, 0. I don't
What
even
about,
think anyone warrants it.
How good were the cheerleaders before the game?
That was shit too.
I hate them. I think it is the biggest waste of my time. I'd rather be eating my $2 pie. Straight out,
Probably
looking
invested
at a
more money
wall.
into them.
Looking at a wall. It's just unnecessary. I understand pre-game entertainment. We just want wins. Don't dance for me. Don't sing for me. Don't tell me to scan a QR code to win some money. Just get a fucking win.
You know what's even more audacious of the football club? At 3/4 time, after Essendon has just kicked 5 goals back to back on us, you know what they put up on the big screen?
We saw that.
Come get a membership with us, Lair. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was bad time.
I said this a few weeks ago. I'll say it again. Banter FC. That's all we are.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I think it's, what is it, the next 3 rounds, kids go free, so free torture for any children that would like to sit in the tent.
Child abuse.
It is.
Someone call child protection.
I'm gonna.
I'll end it on
Yeah.
this. I'll end it on this. We're not going to do 3-2-1s because it was 0-0-0 through the whole team.
That's fair.
The Karen behind us wanted to text or call the antisocial behaviour number on our mate Andy here. If she wanted to call it on anyone, if she wants to call it on anyone, call it on the Carlton Football Club. They're as antisocial as it gets.
Facts.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's wrap up the review of the Carlton Blues against the Essendon Bombers. Good night, gents.
Have a good one, boys.
Good night. See you later.
Take care.